Hey guys, Ningen here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so the banner is not far away. At the time that this video goes up, the banner will be dropping in 12 hours time. We still haven't had anything in game. This has all just been confirmed in the files. So what I assume is going to happen is a few hours after this video goes up, when we get the nightly reset, we should get all of the information appear actually in the news update for not only this banner but what should be part 2 of the celebration. So we don't know really anything else that's coming along with it other than this banner and then the 2 Easy A's that we talked about in a previous video. So yeah, who knows? There's a couple of things that could come along with it, a couple of things could be up in the air, and obviously it's global, so who knows whether things will be the same or not. So obviously the basis of this video, as you can see from the title, is going to be an opinion piece from your boy on whether or not you should summon for the Spirit Bomb Goku. Now obviously for a lot of people it's an LR banner, so immediate skip, because you know we've all had those experiences in the past where you drop a couple of 100 stones on an LR banner and you just don't get anything good. Most of the time, unless it's like a Dokkan Fest LR, and obviously those are in their own category in terms of summoning value, most of the time their banners are trash, and Spirit Bomb Goku is not really much of an exception. So this is the banner as it appeared on JP. It was their Christmas banner, so for every multi you got a Santa Goku. I'm assuming that they will keep this the same for global, but just make it a normal Elder Kai, like the typical int one that we've had for ages. Because obviously it would, I mean, they don't have to give it to us, but it would feel like a bit of a shaft. I mean, you can already see the waves of tweets that would come in complaining about global shaft if this banner didn't have the free Kai. Even if, you know, we got like discounted like multis or like a ticket in the Pilaf Trove or something, if it didn't have the Kais, you know, people would complain. So I feel like that will definitely be part of the banner, but I could be wrong. So hopefully we're going to get that. That does add a little bit of value. Obviously Kais are not super hard to come by if you grind everything. Like obviously every time a new story event comes back that has its own farmable currency, those things in the shop reset and you're able to get a few Kais here and there. Easy A's obviously help giving us those specific type ones, and then a lot of newer units are having farmable super attacks. So Kais aren't as insanely valuable as they were like when I started the game like 3 years ago, but it's still nice little bonus. So looking at the banner, if it stays the same, obviously the Goku is featured, which is really good because it's a double rates banner, so your chances of pulling Goku are quite high compared to like a normal LR banner. I mean, this is the thing. Whenever I say anything in regards to like rates for this guy or the LRs, you still have to remember that we are talking about LRs. So their rates are still not going to be crazy good. And obviously you can't go by social media, because every time there's a new banner in a gacha game, any game, you will see floods of tweets of people who pulled their new unit like first multi or in like 2 or 3 multis, or you know, you see all those screenshots of like triple LR multis and stuff like that. Obviously not everybody's going to get those. You always see the best side of gacha summoning on social media, and then of course you will see the ones of people complaining about the absolute shaft, but you never really see all the tweets from the people who are in the middle, who decided to drop like 4 or 5 multis and then wish that they hadn't afterwards, because you can't really consider that a full shaft, but that is the kind of thing you have to take into account. So looking at the featured units, this Trunks that came out with the future Gohan is really good. He only fits really onto specific teams, but he's very solid. The Vegeta and Piccolo are decent, but obviously both have better versions of themselves. This guy that awakens into Super Vegeta is actually really good. Any event that requires you going up against androids, he's super good. This Goku after his Easy A is very good. Same with this Vegeta. Same with the Piccolo, is decent. Obviously if you don't have the Dokkan Fest exclusive, he's probably one of the best Piccolos just because of the support. He's very good. And then obviously these two get their Easy A's that we talked about in a previous video as well, which is another reason why they're featured. And then is this the Goku that got his one? Yeah, it is recently. So all the Easy A area ones, apart from the Gohan actually isn't featured, but so yeah, they're all decent units. but not great. But I mean, you know, this is an LR banner that isn't a Dokkan Fest thing, so we're kind of at the point now where you should expect most of the unfeatured units to not be very good. So I think this Trunks, who's a very new unit, being on there is really good, especially if you didn't pull much for Future Gohan, or if you haven't been summoning much this year at all, because obviously a lot of people are saving for the 5-year. This guy obviously went into the general pool after the Future Gohan banner. So depending on whether or not you actually summoned for like Bardock or 13, you still might not have this guy, so he's decent. And then of course Goku is featured, and then if we go down here, of course all the other LRs are in there. God Goku, obviously the most recent one. The Trunks that came out on the 13 banner is in there, because the 13 banner I believe disappears when this banner comes out, so he will now be in there. As you guys know, if you watch the channel, I pulled 13 from the Pilaf Trove ticket, so didn't spend a single stone on the banner, so I don't have this guy. He'd be a pretty good get, as well as some of these newer, like, unfeatured ones that haven't been around all that long. And obviously all the other LRs are in here, so Physical Androids, Tech Broly, Kale and Caulifla, Baby, who's like my #1 like LR that I don't have that I want. So yeah, a lot of good stuff in here. Potentially, but it's all RNG at the end of the day. So when it comes down to whether or not you should summon, there are a few things I think you should consider. Now obviously if you're free to play, saving for the 5-year is probably your best bet. Depending how many stones you've got saved up, maybe one multi just to try your luck, because it is double rates. I mean, it is only 50 stones at the end of the day. I mean, if you're free to play, saving for the 5-year, but you only have like 300 or 400 stones saved up so far, then maybe not. But if you're one of those people that's sitting on a good like 500 to 1,000 stones that you've been saving since Christmas or just before, definitely worth a multi or two, I think. Now if we go and have a look at the timeline, this is roughly where we are. So this is all the 13 stuff. Then we got Super Vegito's EZA. We haven't got these yet, so I feel like these will potentially be announced in part 2, which means that the AGL type banner will come back for part 2. If that's true, I would definitely not recommend skipping on it. I mean, they are good units. They do appear in the blue coin shop, which actually is another thing, because this Goku banner, annoyingly, the one bad thing about it is a blue coin banner, not yellow. So obviously you want to be saving the, well, gold, yellow, whatever. If you want to be saving the gold coins for buying LRs at a later date. So this is not a banner to fully whale on unless you are like, you know, a big pay to play player, because an LR banner normally is bad and is a big risk, but at least you get the gold coins, whereas this way you don't. But that does mean you'll be getting blue coins towards picking up one of these two if you don't have them. I do have the Pan and not the Rildo, so I potentially, depending on how many coins, I don't know how much I'm going to summon on the LR banner, but I definitely might pick up a copy of Rildo, because I would like to have, even if they're only 55%, I would like to have all of the supports. So I feel like this could get announced for part 2. Then of course this, which comes out with the EZAs. World Tournament sometime soon with the Awakenings. We got these guys last time, so I'm not sure what the rewards will be, but we don't have these Awakenings, I believe. And then we get on to the next dual Dokkan Fest, which is the Goku and Vegeta. I know a lot of people are interested in these units because they are really good, but the problem is this is like a big dual Dokkan Fest not long before the 5-year. So I honestly don't know. Like, if you were somebody who's saving for the 5-year and between now and then you only want to risk doing maybe 2 or 3 multis, I actually do think the Goku banner is probably better than this one, because obviously you could get lucky, and because it's global, you never know. Like, dual Dokkan Fests are where we very occasionally get like tickets and step up multis and stuff like that, but it is just a normal banner, whereas of course this one is a double rates banner with a load of LRs in it. So if you're playing the percentages, if you just want to risk doing a couple of multis between now and the 5-year, this is probably a better banner to go for than the Goku and Vegeta ones that are coming up. And then of course, if we keep scrolling down, we've got a couple more EZAs that come along with that event, some more Awakenings for you, another Extreme Z area, and then that's where it stops before the 5-year. Now, obviously, we've talked about before, Beerus could drop before the 5-year on Global, because Kid Goku was the first banner after the 4-year on JP, and then they dropped it right before the 4-year on Global. So that could happen again, but if it doesn't, because we don't know, just because they did it once doesn't mean they're going to do it again. If I had to bet money, I would say that they will do that, but I don't know, so I wouldn't bet money on it. But yeah, there's no big banners after this Goku banner other than this Dual Dokkan Fest before the 5-year. So if you're hanging on for the 5-year, the end is in sight. You should probably skip this if you're saving for the 5-year for sure. So again, 1 or 2 multis on the Goku banner is probably worth a shot. I mean, I say that again. I should stress multiple times, it is all RNG. You could get horribly shafted. Even if you do like 2 or 3 multis, you could walk away with nothing. But it's definitely good. He's a very good card. If we look at the banners coming up, so everything up here should follow that same schedule. So let's open these 2 banners very quickly. The Goku banner, I think one of the big reasons on JP a lot of people hated these banners was the LR Super Saiyan 4s are on there, which is good if you're somebody like me who got really shafted during the 4-year, and then they've only been back on the Tanabata banner, which wasn't a great banner to summon on, but obviously that made them available with coins for the first time. I only have both of the LR Super Saiyan 4s at 55%, no dupes. But they put the old Super Saiyan 4s in there as well, which is a huge shaft. Like, imagine risking a couple of multis on this banner and then you get this Goku and not this one. That's pretty horrible. The Saiyaman's good. The Goku's obviously really good. Transforming Goku's good, but it's been on a million banners. Same with the UI. Same with this guy, super outdated now. This guy obviously got his EZA on Global not all that long ago and is pretty decent, but again, he's super old. And then the Vegeta banner is exactly the same. Transforming Vegeta is really good, but he's been on a ton of banners lately, especially with the Christmas banner that we had for Global that also had this guy on it. He gets an EZA in the future, so if you needed extra copies of him being on the banner is decent. And then obviously the Vegeta and the Dabura are really good. And then same again here, we got the LR Super Saiyan 4 and then the one that you don't want to pull. So again, you could risk a couple of multis on these banners, and even if you get like the guaranteed featured animation, you could get the old Super Saiyan 4 or like Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, who's still insanely good, but I would imagine most people probably have him by now. So these 2 banners are not particularly great. And then I don't think there was another LR, so that was the guaranteed step up thing for... We'll get another one of those at some point on Global. And then, yeah, this is all the 5-year stuff, because this is the 55 tickets thing. So, yeah, between now and the 5-year for Global, we don't know about Beerus, but unless Beerus does come out, and then that's a whole other story, because he's insanely good and his banner has Cooler on it. But if Beerus doesn't come out before the 5-year, then I think this is probably the only banner before the 5-year that I would say it's worth risking some multis on, if you are free to play or only spend a little bit. Like maybe you only buy the subscription capsule thing, or maybe you buy like one of the sales every time it rolls around, that sort of thing. Definitely wouldn't go hard on this banner with the stones that you're potentially saving for the 5-year, because even with it being double rates, you could easily walk away. You could drop 500 stones on this banner and still walk away with no LRs. Like, even though it's double rates, that chance is always there. So it's definitely risky. But if you're not free to play, if you're somebody who spends money on the game, even if you're not the biggest whale, I would say that this banner is definitely worth at least a couple of multis, especially if it does have the free Kai as well. It's a nice little boost. The Goku is an insanely good unit. He has a farmable super attack. All the other LRs are on there, so I think it's going to be a good banner. We'll see, obviously, if the banner's going to change, but we probably won't find that out until it drops, because they always do that thing in the news where they only show the small like snippet of the banner art. So it's probably only going to have like this Goku and then either the Vegeta and the Trunks, because they're getting their EZA and are featured on the banner as well. So we won't really know what the full banner looks like until it actually comes out. So, but there you go. If you watch the entire video, shout out to you, let me know what you think. I know a lot of people see these kind of like, should you summon on this banner, and they just instantly just say no. or say yes because they already want to. So I'm very interested to know your opinions. What do you think about like what's potentially coming in the future, what we could see? Because those are the kind of things you need to think about when evaluating whether to summon. Because if it was literally just down to, well, the unit is good so you should summon, then it would be pretty straightforward. But you've got to take into account everything that could potentially come out between now and the 5-year, which is obviously going to be the big one. You don't want to be that guy that blows a bunch of stones on this banner, even if you do pull, like, say you pull a copy of the Goku, because you drop a few hundred stones, you manage to pull a copy of the Goku, then the Goku and Vegeta Dual Dokkan Fest rolls around, you drop a couple of hundred stones, maybe you pull one of them, maybe you pull both, but then you get to the 5-year and you don't have that many stones. Like, you'll be kicking yourself if you then don't pull either of the LRs. So it's always tough to decide where to spend your stones effectively. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. I will do an update once the news thing drops. I am actually working tonight, but I am finishing early, so I should get home a little bit after the news update, so it won't be out straight away, the video. I imagine if the news update drops, it's like 1 AM UK time it drops, so hopefully I can have a video up by like 2, and we'll discuss the details in a little bit more once we know exactly what's happening. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. You can follow me on Twitch or join my Discord. The link is in the description below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.